Welcome everybody. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing.
Well, TCR TJ is the Season 13 Golden Class Champion for Trinity Competitive Racing.
Oh, let's go, dude! Yes!
Jabbar on the podium! He's on it by a 10! Gentlemen, side by side through one. And silent, and Seafreeze gets a half spin.
Let's fucking go!
Wheel bumping. DRS enable, let's do it. And Captain Blade battling it out for position. Captain Blade. Ickle, what the Then McChicken goes around and he also makes
rewind down the front straight. Oh my god.
I gotta check the heart rate.
Why do we do this? Because of nights like this.
Yo, welcome everybody to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing, and welcome to episode number... What episode are we on? 34, I think?
Correct.
34 of the Racing Debrief, TCR's podcast where we combine the world of e-racing, sim racing, and TCR with real-life motorsports and Formula One. True racing enthusiasts, listen. I'm your host, Seafreeze. Alongside me, I got today is, and we found him in the jungle, Mr. Camden Luca joins us once again as we lost him last week, and we found you, and you're back on the board. And we also have returning as I guess the second time in 3 weeks is Mr. Professional Platinum Class Driver. So we're recording here on the Monday, day before it releases, and let's get into it. So welcome everybody to the podcast. How are we feeling?
Thank you. Well, first of all, Seafreeze, I appreciate you finding me, okay? I was a poor little boy lost in the jungle. It was rainy. There were trees everywhere. Couldn't find my way out, but tonight you were like, Camden, we got a podcast to do. And so, I got out of the jungle, and now I'm back and better than ever for this fun episode we're going to do.
Yeah, I think you were in the jungle. I think you found that pillow all right. That's why you missed it.
It was nice and comfy, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to start with some of the round 6 findings, what happened last week, round 6 review. Let's see how much we remember if we all watch the races. I do remember the silver class, and I do remember Zionical had a little bit of an off week. He didn't finish on the podium. It was the first time ever that he's done that. So 5 races, he's always on the podium, 3 wins out of those 5. And round 6, the British Grand Prix, had a little bit of contact with, I believe it was your younger brother there, Camden, Kluka. And Zionical spun and sent to the back. And he really, from there, we really didn't see him progress further. He kind of just had a couple issues in the back, and never really progressed as high up as you should. Because usually if you spin or something happens lap 1, you would have at least enough time, because you have the entire race, to get back to a good point. And I think we even had a safety car, and that didn't really help so much. So it was interesting to see. It gave some other people an opportunity to grab some points on the championship leader, and one of them was Pilot, who grabbed his true first win. I think a couple weeks ago at Netherlands he got his win, and then it was his first win in league racing, and it got taken away from the stewards. So he was able to get another first win, and it was still his first win in league racing, so it was cool to see that. We also had D-Switch on the podium. We got to talk to him, which was his first podium interview. I think it was his second podium since returning as the reserve driver. I believe he was in Aston Martin that day. Yeah, we saw D-Switch get on the podium, and yeah, it was a pretty good race, and yeah, we'll see how they go forward. but that was kind of the first time we saw a little bit of mistakes from the championship leader, and we'll see how it goes for next week, today, as this is recorded, which is for the Austrian Grand Prix.
Yeah. Well, it's not every day that you have an off day like Zionicle did and still walk away with a 45-point lead over the rest of the competition. It just shows you how good he's been in just the first 5 races of the season. And it's not that the rest of the competition has been bad. As a matter of fact, Chabar, I want to talk about him for a second because he has been the model of consistency so far in the silver class. He has missed 1 race, but in the 5 races he's shown up, he's gotten 2 fifths, 2 sixths, and a 2nd place. So if Zionicle keeps making mistakes, Chabar and his teammate F1 Nerd, who, by the way, those guys are leading the constructors, they're going to be right there. So it's a long season, but as long as Zionicle just doesn't keep doing what he did last week, he should be in a good spot.
You know what this reminds me a lot of this season?
What?
Season 14 in the silver class.
Oh, gosh.
You know how that turned out?
Unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, I do.
And the reason why I say that is because you have F1 Nerd who, coming into this, he's the highest silver class driver that's returned, right, from last season.
Correct.
So he came in as the returning driver's favorite because obviously he beat everyone else who was on the grid last season. It was only the matter of fact of what about the new drivers this season. So he's up there in P2. He's trying to close the gap. Like you said, you have a big gap, 45 points or whatever you said, 43. So he's in 2nd, and he's getting good support from Chabar, who is a constructor champion with yourself. But the only difference is Zionicle is leading the championship, but his teammate isn't really providing. So it seems like it's a 2v1 in the constructors between Red Bull and McLaren. But McLaren and the drivers, which is Zionicle, seems pretty powerful. So you might see a split championship here between the Red Bull team of F1 Nerd and Chabar if they're able to keep up this work. Although Williams is closing with Kluka and Pilot, and then you have the driver's champion go to McLaren. It's good. It's a real possibility.
Right, and if that were to happen, Seafreeze, that would be the 3rd season in a row in the silver class that we have a split championship.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
3 in a row, eh?
Yeah.
Now that's a good stat to look up later, and that'll tie right in to the episode, because I want to find out, is that the longest streak, 3 in a row in one class, and has that ever happened that long in a F1 championship? And we're going to get to that a little bit later on. So yeah, good findings there. Let's go move quickly to Golden then. Just because we're going to go... These are just spitfire quick facts of what happened last week. Golden Glaz had a really crazy battle, but it was purely dominated by Remsley once the rain hit. He won by 20 or so seconds, 18 seconds. I mean, he really took charge there in Britain, but I think it was mainly due to the rain. His teammate GTR Lion pitted, got double stacked. So that kind of hurt him time-wise because he had to come in following his teammate, who is Remsley, both in the Alpines. And that kind of what gave Remsley a head start. And the rain and the rest of his race, his setup, clean air, he just kind of went off into the distance. And it's hard to really see that, but with those mixed conditions and his teammate right behind him, double stacking, you would see why he did get a little bit of a gap and really pull away. But the battling behind them was crazy between GTR Lion and who was that with them? I think it was Whisper, I believe, and Raikkonen. Who else was
Rockstar was up there as well.
Yeah, it was cool to see him up there. But really, really good battling. GTR was told me, you gotta watch back, kid. You gotta go watch it back. And he sent me a clip, and I was watching it. And yeah, crazy good battling. And that was GTR Line's actual 100th race in TCR, and he was really wanting the win. Didn't get the win. Podium, second best to his teammate. 1-2 for Alpine. I think he would pretty much take it because the Alpines are leading the championship with 171 to Williams 81, which is more than a double of what they got, and that is Carson and Meowslayer. And the driver's championship is quite close between the teammates, and that's something we haven't seen in a long time. A driver's championship within the same team, because it's 88 for Remsley, 83 for GTR Line. The Haas of Raikkonen at 64, which I will say the previous week at France picked up his first win, and he was mad we didn't mention it at all. So I just want to give a little shout out there. And yeah,
he's had some unfortunate luck the last couple of weeks of getting recognition, because he did get pole position 2 weeks in a row at the Netherlands and in France, and for some reason both of those pole positions weren't captured on the broadcast because the broadcast was having some sort of difficulty both weeks coincidentally. And then of course last week was GTR Lions Hall of Fame week on the podcast, so I'm sure Raikkonen appreciates that. Seafreeze, you giving him a little shout out.
Absolutely. And yeah, I don't know, do you remember the last time within TCR that two drivers on the same team have been going at it for the championship? I really can't. That's very rare.
Yeah, I don't know. What professional? Has it happened in Platinum class recently?
I don't.
I'm not sure. I can't really remember. I think at least the past 4 or 5 seasons, I can't really remember any teammates in Platinum fighting it out between themselves. I think it's always been one person from one team fighting another person from another team. But we'll have to look at the stats to confirm that or deny that.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what we're going to look at as well. We got to see, because I guess you'd want to look at if the champion or the two drivers in the same team finished 1-2 in the championship, and then also see how big of a gap it really was to see if it was even a big much of a battle. But yeah, good stuff from Golden Class, and then we'll go on to the Platinum class, which we're still needing the stewards' decisions. As this episode is released, they may or may not also be released. Tico said they'll be released in the morning, so we'll see what happens there. But Mr. Someone Special joined the grid last week for the British Grand Prix. I wonder who that was.
Some washed-up 3-time champion who hasn't won a race in God knows how long. Yeah, I don't know who that would be.
Some guy, Mr. Freeze, whatever his name is. I think that's right.
Yeah, but you know what? I thought it was a good opportunity to come back at the British Grand Prix, and one of my favorite and best tracks in TCRs in my racing career. And yeah, it was fun. The race itself for me was, if I was racing each week, that would have been a boring race, because I had 3 overtakes, and one I lost in the pits, so I had to get back. And other than that, it was just it was fun keeping up and doing and being in that train to just kind of see what the level is. And after not racing, that was my first league race on this game. That's my Raikkonen. I was in practice with him because he was my teammate of the day. He was saying, I said, this is my first 50% race on the game. He said, no, it can't be your first, because I did the All-Star race, which we actually started the game off. He's like, yeah, you're right. So this is my second 50% race on this game. It was my second 50% race on that game, and I just did 10 laps of time trial, and I did a quali and a couple laps on the day of. So I thought with all that, I was able to get up to speed quite well, and it was nice to mix up with them again. So that part was fun. But the actual race for me, like I said, I passed Bats on lap 2. I passed, had to re-overtake Remsley because he got me in the pits. Who I'll say, Remsley from Golden Class winning by that much, going to Platinum. I thought he had a really good race. And you know what? When I tried to overtake him, we kind of bumped wheels a little bit. He thought he didn't give me enough room, so that's why he went off track there. Camden, you said that in the moment you didn't know, I guess, if he was letting me by or not. You said, oh, he went really wide, like really wide, off the last corner. He said he actually let me by there based off the little contact there. But I didn't even think it was much of his fault, and I don't think he needed to do it. But his pace was strong. He was in that DRS train, and for a Golden driver who's doing pretty well, I think he can easily have a good season and then do a couple reserves, possibly get up there next season and join the grid. So I passed him, was up there, and then I just passed Jose when his battery was dead. But it was very hard to pass with the DRS train, the slipstream, the battery. The only real overtakes you saw was up at the front between Silent, Bama, and Confessor, because obviously the leader doesn't have DRS, so they were kind of piggybacking off each other. And sometimes the leader would go from first to third because it is that powerful. They would lose 2 down the straight. So, and the rain at the start was pretty nice. Everyone, for the most part, kept it clean. But I wish I had a little bit more time to race you, Professional. I didn't really see you much. I came back. You were excited to have me back, which thank you for that. And we didn't really get to share the track too much.
Yeah, that was a little disappointing. To be honest, I went into Britain with not the most preparation in the world. I've just been extremely backed up with work. Just like tonight, we had to delay the start of the podcast due to me still being at work at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 8 my time, and yes, I couldn't prepare, and I think I could have been up there a little bit with the top 6, 7, 8, where we could have had a battle and stuff, but yeah, minimal preparation. Weather was kind of wonky, and I just didn't have the pace to keep up, and the DRS was kind of saving me, and then once the weather got dry enough, I put on the medium tires with everybody else, or the hard tires, and just got into a little scrap with, I think it was Remsley,
Yep.
whoever that guy is. I think it was him, or no, it was Meowslayer, I think.
He hit you. Yeah,
It was
it was
Meowslayer and Mebe. I was battling Mebe, and we were having a really clean battle, really close, like just inches apart. And then we're going into Stowe, which is the end of the back straight. And he's on, like, Mebe's on the outside, I'm on the inside, and I just, even in the dry, I had no mid-corner grip. I was understeering so much, and I was about to hit Mebe, so I backed off a little bit in the middle of Stowe, and Meowslayer behind, he was on soft tires, I was on hards, and he had so much more speed and grip than me, and I don't think he predicted that me and Mebe were going to be that slow in the middle of the corner, and he just straight up hit me in the rear, and I spun, and there was nothing I could do. I probably, if I'm being honest, I probably could have really slammed on the brakes to avoid hitting the wall. At that point, I was just in awe of like how bad my luck was, and I just let my car hit the wall. So, and I actually did not submit footage. I didn't have it actually.
And you know what? I'm only 7 points behind you now. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, my luck.
That was surprising
this season,
for me. You had terrible luck this season.
This season so far, yeah, and I'm not too worried about it. Like, it is what it is. After the first 2-3 races, I'm like, okay, this is what this season's going to be, and so I'm just going to show up, race, fulfill my commitment, try to do the best I can for my teammate and for the team, and if I get a good result, great. But I'm just, still loyal to the league. I could easily just hang up the hat and call it for this season, considering how much of the fortunes have changed the past 2 seasons compared to this season. But it is what it is, and I'm not too upset about it. But it would have been nice to battle you, Seafreeze.
Yeah,
and I'm sure we'll get a battle or two. Yeah, in the future, I'm sure we'll reserve a few more. So, but overall, the Platinum race was, like you said, it was just a lot of follow the leader, and that's been the theme of this game. Like, no matter where you qualify, you're always going to be in that pack, and it's extremely hard to make an overtake unless you just completely dump the ERS. You might have lower wings than the other guy, and so I'm just become a little disenchanted with the type of racing it is this game, and so maybe that explains the lack of my practice or the lack of my unfortunate commitment, to the game.
It is kind of crazy to see, what a difference one season could make, where
Yeah.
you are. But you know what? That's the big reality of, like, man, to start a season, like, it only takes a couple races of bad luck, things that happen out of your control for certain things to go a certain way. And I think you and I both have been doing this long enough to where we're like, yeah, it's just one of those seasons. Like, you really can't
Yeah.
do much. You can only do so much out of in your control to really limit those risks and unlucky situations. But it is quite crazy to see. And also, why does that not happen to beat time ever?
Um, I think. Well, no, it's.
He
I mean,
never
you
starts a
can.
season that like you know what I mean?
Well,
like when's that?
true,
That never
true.
happens.
But you also got to think. I mean, you've said it plenty of times before. It's the time that you put into the game, and he puts in so much time, not just in practice, but with five lappers and other leagues. And when you put in that much time with the game, you just kind of know how to navigate those situations, whether you start in the back of the pack or the front or the midfield. And I'm not saying that, he's just this like god at maneuvering between cars and situations like that, but he has that much more experience than I do or you do or anybody else. Just recently, and especially on this game or the last game, and so I think he's just an overall better driver in that kind of sense, and he doesn't put himself in those situations. He knows when to attack, he knows when to back off, he knows when to deploy the ERS, he knows when to save, and I think we all know how to do that, but he's just a bit more tailored to that aspect of the game, and that puts
He's
him at a
very
different
tuned in.
level.
Very tuned in. Yeah, no, absolutely.
So,
Yeah, and in the last point for me, I think we saw a change in the Platinum Class Drivers Championship, and I don't remember the last time B Tom wasn't in the lead of the championship.
last season, first half or so,
You were leading, right?
I was leading a
I don't
good
remember.
chunk of the first half of the season. Yeah,
I
last
don't
season.
remember what round it changed though. But he. Do you remember? I think because you won three in a row mid-season. You were in the lead by then, or were you closing?
I think I was almost in the lead before I won those three in a row. But even before that, it was a hand. It was less than 5 points, less than
Yeah.
8 points. Teeter-tottering, and then those three in a row put me ahead by 8 to 10 points or 12 points, and then had that bad spell. So
So he was probably leading for at least 10 rounds because he had five won the
at
opening round.
least,
So
yeah,
about
at
10,
least, yeah.
maybe a dozen rounds. So Bama for the first time leading the drivers championship in TCR as his first season, and he's competing quite well with B Tom, and that's cool to see. Silence not too far behind as well, and he had a decent last season, picking up a few wins. I think he's been pretty consistent so far. And Forzan to me is really an outlier. I think he started behind me because he had a penalty last race from the game, giving it to him, kind of just out of nowhere, which was kind of undeserved. But at that point, you can't do anything. So he had a five-place grid penalty, and he started behind me. I mean, he was making up positions and he was battling. He finished third last week, although I think with some stewards' decisions, we'll see if he claims it or not. But I think he could still get back into this championship. He's at 44 points, Silence at 89, 96 for B Time, 106 for Bama. We're only on round six. We're going on seven, and he's a guy who gets pole positions now and could easily get some more wins and get podiums. So we'll see that close in because he gained 4 spots last week. So now he's got the leaders ahead of him. So I think there's a lot of interesting things to note here moving forward. But I think that'll do it for round six, and we'll get into the bulk of the episode here. So This is my idea, and just to give the listeners a little bit of a background of what we're going to be doing for the rest of this episode. Last week we updated all the statistics on our website up from season 1 to season 15. So obviously the races that happened this season aren't accounted for, but you could easily add in a win here, win there. But they shouldn't make too big of a difference for what we're doing here today. So since we have all the statistics updated, 15 seasons, a bunch of statistics and races done, even quite a many seasons on Silver. Silver was introduced in season 8, Golden Class was season 6, so even they have quite a few seasons under their belt. And due to Max Verstappen breaking the record last week at Monza to go 10 races in a row, to break the Sebastian Vettel 9 previously set, and he's also breaking a whole bunch of other records, winning percentages within a season, all these fancy stats. I thought it'd be a good idea to look at some of the more popular statistics in F1 and then try and translate and see who would be the comparison in the TCR world of statistics for each class, so silver, golden, and platinum, and we'll see who is maybe league-wide for that. I did ask in the Discord for some unique stats. We didn't get that many, but I do have, there's only so much that we keep track of, so for those stats that we might not be able to figure out now, we'll come up with a couple people who we might think it could be, and then throughout the week we could always run the formulas and maybe put it in the comments of this YouTube podcast to just keep it updated. And maybe down the line we'll be able to keep track of that a little further. And we'll also, I don't know if I mentioned, but we'll try and predict who has it for TCR and F1. So we'll make it a little fun here. So we got some Wikipedia opened, we got some websites open. What shall we start with? Should we start with the most obvious?
I think we should just to get that out of the way. Start off easy and then get more difficult as the episode goes on.
I like that. All right. So what shall we start with, Camden?
Well, I think we should start with a really good, nice cupcake one, okay?
Oh, I love cupcakes.
Most wins.
Oh.
For both F1 and TCR. Just to get it out of the way.
I feel like, when you have a test and you have a very easy answer and there's multiple choice, but you still second guess yourself.
All the time, man. That was me in my STAR test, my tax test. It was any test I took in middle school, high school. It was so bad. That's why I failed.
And I always, when you get down to like 2 answers and you get a 50-50 shot, I always pick the wrong one. I'm actually thinking, who the hell is the race? Who has the most wins in F1? I think I know who it is, but I'm gonna let maybe professional answer this one.
Wait, for what now? For what? What, most wins?
In F1.
Like history?
History, baby. We're talking history.
Isn't it Lewis Hamilton?
That's what I would say, but I don't know.
I mean, he surpassed
what the number is. Isn't it like
Michael? Number. I think it's in the 60s or 70s.
No, I think higher than that. I think he's got like 104.
I'm a Lewis Hamilton guy, so I can tell you.
Wait, but I thought the polls was 104.
Oh, wins.
Wins. Isn't wins like in the 70s? Or
No.
80s? No, it's in the 80s. It's like 84, 85, 86, right? Or no, lower 90s. Lower 90s.
No.
Wins.
Nope. You'd be
It's not in the
surprised.
hundreds, right? It's the hundreds?
Oh, it is. It is.
Because polls is in the hundreds.
His wins are also in the
104.
hundreds. His wins, I'll just say it right now. 103 race wins for Lewis
Oh,
Hamilton.
I had one
But the
over.
polls is like 107,
We'll have to
106,
get
right?
to. Yeah, we'll have to get to it.
You're gonna leave me
Yeah.
hanging here.
We'll come back. Circle back. Circle back. All right. So now let's kind of go through. I think I might know who could be the league-wide and platinum class leader in this one. I don't know if you guys might know.
For wins,
Very
like
handsome
we're-
guy.
for wins, I think we're either gonna pick either Breezy or Seafreeze, and my
Hey.
gut tells me probably Seafreeze.
Well, he just said it's a handsome guy, so I don't know if it's Sea Freeze, okay?
Well, he wouldn't be talking about anybody else, you know. So.
Hmm.
Unless he's talking about go-to guy or Breezy or even what's his teammate, Talon guy.
Or maybe
Talon might be.
professional. I mean, who knows?
Nah, I've only got like 8 wins, I think. No, not even 8. I think like 6. Pretty bad.
Well, this should be a cupcake as well. So yes, myself, Freeze is leading as far as wins for the platinum class and league wide with how many do you think?
Well,
20 something.
I've looked this up before. I recently put in my ballot for the Hall of Fame, which, by the way, that is open. Voting is open. And so I was going through statistics, and I have this number down.
Go ahead.
34.
Yes, sir. And it's
Okay.
Tasmanian Devil, or Beaton, in second with, on the website's 24, but he added one this season, so he has 25. So he's closing in. But you know what? Nowadays, it's a little slower rate. He only wins one per season now.
Yeah,
So
that's
he's
true.
closing
Well,
in.
like it's so close up top, you know. And again, depending on qualifying, especially this game, depends really on your race result. I'm not decounting or trying to detract from any of your wins, Seafreeze, but I was expecting Taz to have actually more wins, just considering how dominant he's been.
Yeah.
So that's actually kind of surprising. That's a surprising stat. You know, kind of like Charles Leclerc. He has so many poles.
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't have the wins to back it up. It's a little embarrassing. So I thought Taz would have more wins.
And just to, well, I guess we'll do maybe the top 3 if I have it. It's Sean, 46,307 with 17. So those are the top 3 in platinum and league wide. How about golden? Any golden class? Now this is a little bit more difficult because you got people who might do a season or 2, win the championship, and then move on up. They don't stay there for too long if you're going to be winning. I would say for me, you know, all time in golden, I'd probably have to guess. Oh man. And you know what? Let me share my screen. This way the people watching can see where I'm picking all these numbers from.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go through these. This. You can find this all on the website here. Golden class. I'm gonna go with you know who did a lot of winning?
Who?
Flip Flop. The Flip Flop Fish. He did a lot of winning.
Really?
I was gonna say him.
You
actually.
did.
Really?
I was gonna say Flip Flop or
I don't
TJ or
I know Bats
maybe
has a lot because
That's- that's
or
who I'm
Fire
gonna pick.
or like Fire Up.
I'm going to pick Bats Plus because I know that he has a championship and he won a lot. So I'm going to pick Bats.
You're probably right on that.
I'm still gonna go with my boy Flip Flop Fish.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Swarner.
Who?
Swarner or Andy.
Yeah, it's from
Andy
like
Wu. Andy Wu.
Yeah, he's from like season
Oh.
8, season 9.
All right, let's find out.
Andy Pooh.
It's Flying Jippo with 9. Oh,
Jippo!
Jippo! What a sneaky pick.
Nice. Cool.
He has 9, and Golden Bats was 8 in second, and SPM and Swarner both with 7. SPM I didn't even think of. Flip Flop was I guess 4th. Nice. So those are the golden class comparisons. Now the silver class. Now,
I know this one.
To me,
I know this one.
I think this will be easy.
I think I'm gonna go with Blend Machine, right?
Oh well, I already I should not open these tabs up because I find that some of them already show up. I was gonna maybe pick Blinn because he's been there for a long time. Although
Yeah. Same.
I also see Bambuki with 11.
Oh yeah, Bamboo. When I was commentating Silver and I was the Silver coordinator, and stuff, Bamboo was actually really solid. He was definitely up there. So either Bamboo or what was the guy's name?
Blinn Machine
Blinn. Yeah,
or
yeah,
Bambuki,
that guy. No,
or
yeah.
or does Camden have it? Do you
I
have more than
I
11? I'm gonna
I do
say.
not.
Oh no.
Hey, if
Oh.
you guys didn't
Uh,
take away the sprint wins this past off season, I would have had it. But you just had to take those off the stat book.
I'm gonna say it probably is Bambuki. What's your guess, Camden?
It's Bambuki.
It is because because you're a stat nerd. There it is.
Well, partially because I was going after the record last season, so I was very conscious as to who was where in the record books.
So you have 9. You're tied with Blinn.
Yeah.
So you're 2 behind, and then Rafa was technically 3rd with 8, and he's tied with Sir Charles and Tebow. Interesting. Good. Cool stuff. That's kind of cool to see. All right. Let's see what's next on the Wikipedia. We had wins.
Well, I know that we kind of mentioned polls earlier. It got thrown around
All right,
with Lewis Hamilton, so we might as well just go with most polls, and then maybe from there we'll kick it up a notch.
Oh, all right. So Hamilton's got it. How many he's got? Let's see.
104.
I was going to say 103, 104.
104.
Wow. So he's got 104 poles, 103 wins. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I wonder how
Pretty damn
many.
good, yeah.
I wonder how many moved over. You know what I mean? How many he converted to a win? Because he might have had more wins, and because he's obviously won a lot of wins, not on pole. So it's interesting. But yeah, if you qualify that far up, you're probably going to get a lot of wins.
Especially in the dominant Mercedes.
Oh yeah. Let's see here. Platinum class. I think I might know who. It's not me. It's definitely not me.
For poles?
Pole positions.
Yeah, I'm
It's
going
not
to
you?
guess.
I don't think so.
No, I think
Oh.
Kiefer's he's always been better at race pace than Ollie.
Yeah.
No offense. I'd probably have to pick Talon, Breezy, or like Sean 4-6,
Yeah.
4-1-6-3 or
That's who I
whatever.
was gonna pick. I'm gonna pick
I think one
Sean
of those three.
for the leader there.
I'll go out on a limb and say B, Tom.
All right, let's see. Go to platinum class. Here is poles. It is me.
What?
Wow.
You tricked us.
I
Yeah, you probably
didn't
got all of
know.
yours from season 1 and season 2 and season 3 when there was nobody else on the grid.
Damn. And guess how many I have? Just I might as well never get a pole again. This is my number.
37, 38?
Never get a poll again. Why?
'Cause it's my number.
Oh, 22?
Yeah.
Yeah? No kidding.
I didn't think. I thought Sean had me, but Sean is
Did you
second.
do that on purpose?
No, hey, you know, you'd like to have as many as you want, but that's pretty cool. I didn't think I had most polls. Sean has 19 in second, and Breezy is tied with B-Tom with 17. Although B-Tom might have, I don't know if he got any this season. He might have jumped Breezy. Does he have any this season? Let's see. B-Tom.
Should I play the Jeopardy music?
Yeah, go ahead, sing it.
No, I've done enough singing in my time.
B-Tom.
That's really terrible.
He doesn't have any polls this season. So
Well, how many
he's-
did he have last season, though?
Oh well, now we're.
Because last season and this season, he didn't get a whole lot. He got like barely any, if one at all. But the previous season, like season 11, 12, 13, maybe 14, he was getting some polls there. But recently, Not really. Not as dominant as he used to be.
Let me see if I have it.
I think I have it
Baton
right here.
has 1, 2, 3. 3 from last season.
3? I'm seeing 4 on here. Unless if this is from...
Just
Is
make
this
sure
from...
it's
No, this
not
is a... What season is this?
Make sure it's not a sprint.
Yeah, so I'm on the season 15 qualifying, and he got the pole at China, Britain, France,
What season's that?
and Italy, but Italy was the Grand Prix. So yeah, I think you're right. I think he had 3 from last season.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, Golden. Most poles, I'm gonna say, based off those numbers earlier with the wins, I'm gonna say Jippo.
So Jippo had 9 wins, is what we said. So I find it hard to believe somebody would have more than 9. And I know that SBM
He was good too. Oh,
pretty good at qualifying. So I'll go out on a limb and say SBM is tied for the lead.
Professional
Or what? I'm sorry.
for Golden class poles.
Oh Lord. Either Jippo, TJ, or yeah, that's what I got. Either TJ or Flying Jippo.
Nice. Tied. There's a tie for the lead. It's Bats Plus and Jippo with 9.
Hey, nice.
And D'Angelo Flip Flop are at second with 8. And you have W and Swarner with 6. SPM only did really 1 season, but he got 5. So he didn't. If he did a couple seasons, he might have been up there more, but he's up there with 5. Interesting. Silver class.
I think I know who this is.
Oh God.
I haven't paid attention to this stat as much, but I think I have an idea as to who it is.
Is it Tebow?
It's either Tebow. Yeah, I'm gonna put all my money on Tebow because I commentated on him quite a bit. I kind of want to get back into commentating silver or golden, preferably silver, because I used to be that commentator with what's his name, Chatty Duck, and the coordinator and stuff. I missed that. That was good times. Yeah, Tebow is my pick for silver poles.
Well, you know what? I'm also thinking Rafa Hulk. I got a few.
Ooh, yeah. Sorry, I take back my
Oh,
Tebow. Sorry, Tebow, if you're listening. Rafa Hulk, man, he's my man. Yeah, Chris, yeah, Rafa Hulk.
Never mind, I'm going back to Tebow now.
Yeah, just watch you get this one. Yeah,
let's
Rafa
see
Hulk
who it is.
for.
Oh,
Please don't say Tebow.
it is not Tebow, and it's not Rafa Hulk. It is Mambuki Pie with 11, and
Oh yeah, Bambuki. I forgot about it. Him and his teammate Crooner, they were good guys.
Camden Luca with 10. So, man, just came up short once again, Camden.
Wait,
I know.
Camden who?
Camden?
Oh, Camden Luca. Sorry. Yeah, the guy that's in the booth with us.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
The voice of TCR.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nice there. All right. And let's see, I think it would be me then league-wide. Yeah, it would be then. Bambuki is up on that list on the league-wide. Gets up there in the top 10. Camden, you would be top 10 as well,
Nice.
league-wide, with most polls.
Cool.
And you might even be able to add some in Golden. Maybe
Mhm.
not this
Yeah.
season.
No,
Moving
not
on.
this season.
What else we got?
I think we should kick it up a notch, make it a little more difficult, Most second place finishes.
Now we have to guess F1 too, huh?
This one, yeah, I'm not sure about this one
Do you know
because
or no?
I don't not off the top of my head. No.
I probably have to go with somebody who has a lot of race starts, so I'm gonna probably say
Ooh, I got mine.
I'm probably gonna pick Hamilton, probably. Although he
I'm gonna
wins most of the time, so it could be maybe.
not anymore though.
Hmm.
I'm gonna pick Kimi Räikkönen.
It's a good one.
I'm gonna pick Lewis. That's who I'm picking, just because he's made so many starts, and Mercedes was really good for a long time. So I'll go with Lewis.
I'm gonna pick Kimi Räikkönen. My second pick is Michael Schumacher.
Do you know who it is? You could find out. It's on the list.
I am
Google- you can-
searching.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm Googling
Google
it. Okay, so I found it. It is Lewis Hamilton. He has 55 second place finishes, and right behind him is Michael Schumacher with 43. Kimi Räikkönen is fourth with 37.
Who's third?
Fernando Alonso with 40.
Yeah, makes sense.
Nice, nice. All right, and let's go to platinum class. Who do you think has the most second place finishes?
Either myself or either Breezy or yourself, Seafreeze.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Seafreeze just because he has the most wins. Similar to Lewis.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking maybe like Talon or Go-To Guy.
Go-To Guy has very similar stats to myself. I just looked at it a few days ago and whatever, and we have very similar stats. Pretty crazy.
Let's see. Second, it is actually me. You know how many? That's actually kind of crazy.
22.
No, 40 something.
I have 34, same amount of wins.
So you are like Lewis.
Same amount of wins as I do seconds.
Was really good, and now it's completely washed.
Oh, yeah. See, there's another
I just
comparison.
beat you in the last race. Be quiet over there.
That's true. I got taken out, so you know.
Breezy was second with 15. Go-To Guy in third with 14. Taz and also yourself, professional, top 5. Talon was in the top 10. So everybody we're naming are in the top 10, which is good. How about for the golden class?
Well, I mean, Flying Jippo has been the guy so far, so I'm going to go with him.
I'm gonna go with my buddy Bambuki. Wait, no, he was silver. Never mind. I'm gonna go with TJ.
I'm gonna, you know
He's not
what?
really my guy, but he's still a good guy, you know. TJ.
I'm thinking. I always take so long to try and throw a name out there because I like to be right, but we got to move it on.
Yeah, that's why the podcast takes 3 hours, you know.
I like maybe Got Any Weeb. I'm thinking.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, let's see. No, ooh, that's a sleeper of a pick. Chargers with 8. Darkest
How many wins does he
Crime,
have?
He's got 1 win in gold.
Probably 0. Oh, 1. Okay.
Wow.
Darkest Crime with 7 and Bats with 6. He's tied with SPM. Wow. Interesting. How about Silver Class? I know who I'm picking.
Unfortunately, I know who I'm picking.
Blend Machine?
I was gonna say Blinn. Yeah.
Who are you
Okay,
picking?
guys.
I was
Myself.
gonna say either,
You
I was gonna
think
say
you
either
have the
Blinn.
most
I was gonna say either
seconds?
No,
Blinn or Camden.
All
Blinn or
those,
Camden.
all those times to Rafa Hulk, man.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Rafa
dude,
too.
Rafa.
Ah.
Yeah, he finished second a lot.
Sir Charles had a
Rafa
lot of
offense.
He had a lot of podiums. Ooh, does
That's
Citro...
true.
Nah, yeah, maybe you're... I'm gonna still say Blinn, but you
I'm
might
gonna
have
say
it.
Blinn too.
It is you, Camden. Yeah, 11. You lead it too.
Hmm.
Sir Charles with 8. Yeah, I was gonna say Sir Charles has a lot. Blinn he's only 10th. He only has 4 second place finishes. And if we look at league wide, I think it would probably be me. Obviously, if we look through them all, yeah, it would be nice. What are we doing now? Because I also, if we're gonna do finishing positions, I do have what Chabar had requested, which was who has the most P7s.
That's
And,
gonna
and,
be.
and the
Can
reason
you
why
find that out?
yeah, I have that on my, that's what I figured out before we did this thing. Before we even go further, people might be saying, oh, why P7? Well, it's a little ongoing joke of Jabar's consistency, and that's what brought up the oatmeal joke. And if you don't know, you have to watch, what season's that? Abu Dhabi, what round, whatever, of what, last season? Season 15? So go watch that race and you'll find right out. But Jabar usually last season always finished 7th or qualified 7th. So the most 7th place finishes is such a weird stat. Throw anybody out there. In F1, I think I could probably guess it. I think it's Perez
Hmm.
This is for P7.
for P7 F1. It's
Quali or
either-
race?
No, the race.
I'd probably say. God, who was that guy finishing P7 all the time the past few years?
Well, Sonoda was more the 11th, if you're thinking of him.
No, it's not. It was before Tsunoda's time, or Tsunami's time.
Hulkenberg?
Yeah, it was either Hulkenberg
Grosjean.
or no, it wasn't Grosjean. He crashed too much. It was either Hulkenberg or God, what's his name? Maybe Sainz when he was at Renault or something. I think it's got to be Hulkenberg.
Yeah, that's who I was gonna pick actually.
Yeah, go ahead, search it up, Camden.
Switch it up.
Search
No,
it up.
search it up. Search it up.
Oh. So yeah, I've been trying to find it. I'm finding nothing for most 7th place finishes. I've
Oh,
visited a lot of websites.
Well, yeah, because it's an odd
Make
stat
sure
to look
make
up.
sure you're on the right websites there, Camden. We got to look for the most P7s. I'm surprised F1 might not have this stat out there on the web, but we have it here in TCR. Man, they got to update their statisticians.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll go through while we're trying to find that out. I actually have no idea, like, who would have the most 7ths. It probably is somebody who's mainly did a lot of seasons and just was, like, mid-pack. And Platinum, I could think of guys like maybe a Roll or even you, Professional, or...
Yeah, thanks for throwing my name out there.
I feel like GT could win it. GT Lion or Be Good Fever. I think for Platinum, those guys might have it.
Hey, I'm gonna throw in my teammate Silent, or even Stanley. Like Stanley was never my teammate, but I think Stanley or Silent or even Bats Plus could win this award. I'm gonna purposely not say myself because I know I've gotten a lot of those kind of midfield places before season 14 specifically. But yeah, Silent, Stanley, or Bats, my guess.
Alright, let me find out. And the results are in.
If Silent, I'm gonna laugh my butt off.
Oh, sleeper pick. Talon guy. I should have picked Talon. I didn't pick him. Talon with 14 7th place finishes. Stanley, who's currently on the grid with 13. So,
Oh man, I was so close.
Stanley, if you watch it, you could probably win and lead in a category here. You just need 2 more 7ths. That should be your objective. You got to get 2 more 7s, and you'll have such great consistent oatmeal in the platinum class. So, wow. And Cam K, who raced last season with 9, myself and GoTo have actually 8. Be Good had 7, so he was in the conversation, and you could see GTR had 5. Yourself, you only finished 7th 4 times professional.
Yeah, that's a good thing. It's either hopefully I finished higher than 7th, but I know I had some finishes below that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Well, the results
the
are
most 7th place finishes in F1 history, drum roll please, is Sergio Perez with 26.
I did get it. How many?
26.
Oh yeah, because when he was at Racing Point
Yeah.
and Force India, he finished 7th a lot of times. A lot of times. I remember
I'm
that.
proud of that one. I'm proud
You
of that
know,
one.
you know who second place is for most 7th place finishes?
Yeah, probably what you said, professional.
Like
Hulkenberg.
Hulkenberg, yeah.
Fernando Alonso.
Really?
Eesh.
Well, I
That's
guess all those times he was with those
Well,
other midfielders.
Ferrari, like
Yeah.
midfield Ferrari, McLaren, right? A little bit, sort of.
Yep.
Wow.
And
Alpine.
Hulkenberg has 20, so he is 6 behind Perez in 3rd place.
Interesting. All right, Golden Class, 7th place finishes. I'm going to say Giggle. He has over 100 race starts, and he's always raced in Golden since the start. He's been the only driver to race in like almost. I think he's racing every season of Golden Class. No other driver has done that. So, for that, I'm going to pick Giggle. I think he'd be the leader.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I think I'll have to go with him as well.
Any guess, professional, before I...
Not really, because I don't really know a lot,
Really?
but
Giggle is not lead. Bam Bam has 8. Kitten Petter with 7. Dre Diggy with 6. Giggle has 5. So he's tied for 4th. But man, I thought I could get you on that one for the silver one. Or golden one. And then for silver...
Shabar.
Does Chabar? I think he does, because why else would he win?
yeah, Chabar for sure. Not even
No, it's not!
What?
for silver.
Wait, how many 7th place finishes does he have this season?
None.
Every race.
None.
Probably. Oh, never mind.
Every race.
Yeah.
Then he is tied for 3rd with Broomhandle, or AK from the Jonah, and F1 Nerd, his teammate, all with 5. Blinn Machine has 6. Crooner has 7 for 7 place finishes. Wow.
Wow.
So I know Chabar. That should also be your objective. Get the most P7s.
Yes.
Nice. I think the next one should be we'll do podiums.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
No sense of doing 3rds and 4ths and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's excessive.
Most podiums in Formula One. I'm gonna have to say Hamilton again.
Yep. Same here.
How many?
I don't know it off the top of my head, but I'm gonna say 195.
Let's say 170 something. No, 180 something.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. It's 195.
You guessed that?
Well, I mean, I've looked up his Wikipedia from time to time, but I haven't been on it in a little bit. But that was just a broad number, so I was in the ballpark, but I got it, spot on. So I am a Lewis fan. You got to just remember that. So
Noted.
You probably search him up before you go to bed. Look up his Wikipedia.
He's memorized everything.
Yeah,
if
he
it's
doesn't
before
have
a race night, I might. 'Cause I might be like, all right, almost at 200 here. Let's go.
to. Yeah. For all right, platinum most podiums. I'd say that's a pretty easy one. Go ahead,
Yep.
say it.
You.
Yes, me. I think I have 84, 82, 80, something like that. 84. Let's see. Think obviously Taz, Breezy, go to Sean. They're all going to have a lot as well. Platinum class, most podiums have 83, so right smack in the middle. I said 84 and 82. Tasmania or B-Tom with 48 plus whatever he did this season. So I think he got like 2, 3, so like 51. Go to guys on the list, Breezy and Professional. You're tied 4th all time with Breezy with 32.
What? 32 podiums?
32.
Huh.
That's crazy.
That's interesting.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That would also be the league-wide record. Golden class.
Okay, so I am going to say Bats Plus because, Flying Jippo, he's been the guy so far, but you remember when we talked about second place finishes, how he barely had any? So I'm going to go Bats.
I'm going to go Chargers.
I'm gonna go Bats.
All right, let's see who it is. Chargers.
No kidding.
With
How many?
23.
Ooh.
That's and only 1 win.
Yeah, that's a lot of second and third place finishes.
SPM has 19. Bats with tied with W for 3rd with 16. Chargers is a silver champion, and when he went up to Golden, he was really good. I think if he really put more time and practice towards it, he probably could have won the Golden Championship. But he came up with guys such as Bats Plus, Tose, Silent even when they were there. There was a few other guys, I forget who, Jippo and a few other guys that he came up with at the time, but he was top in the championship, but he just didn't get that. He was trying to go for the silver, gold, platinum, so maybe he'll get that one day if he ever gets back to the class. But yeah, 23 podiums, that's a lot. And how about for silver? I'm gonna probably say Bambuki.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Bamboo or yeah, probably Bamboo.
Or who else?
I was gonna say uh Lynn, maybe?
Okay.
Camden, how do you have so many though? I'm looking.
Or
at
Camden. Or Camden, yeah.
Yeah, but
that works too.
how do you have that many? How many seasons did you do?
Did 4 seasons.
You did that many?
In silver?
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, we're just really not picking you at all.
I know. You guys, I feel disrespected.
No, yeah, because now that'll change. But I didn't know you did 4. I know you did 2, maybe 3, because
He's
had
now
the
a
season with
veteran in
Rafa.
TCR.
You had the last season you won. Rafa, you and Rafa that one season. Season before you were there. I didn't know you did the 4, but 28.
Yep.
Congratulations. Good for you.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Let's just go down the list. Top 5s.
In Formula One,
Yeah, like we've been doing.
Lewis, since he has every other record.
I'd agree as well. You could find that number out. We'll go to platinum.
I mean, if Lewis wasn't, getting that record, I'd probably have to say Vettel or Raikkonen.
Does Max have enough top 5s?
I mean, if you discount this and last season, probably not. But with last season and this season, possibly. But I still think Vettel or Raikkonen probably has the most. If not Hamilton, because Hamilton is probably going to destroy all these records. But again, if he was not in the running, because he's dominated so much, then yeah, Kimi or Seb.
Nice. Well, we'll figure that out, that number. I'm sure Camden is Googling away.
Yes, sir. Trying to find something.
All right, so platinum class, most top 5s, probably going to be with a lot of race attending. I don't know if anyone has it beat over me. Platinum.
I'm gonna say it's Mr. Seafreeze.
Yeah, I'd probably say it's either Sea Freeze or go-to guy. Yeah, either Sea Freeze or go-to guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's me. I would think it's over the hundreds. I think it's like 110, possibly. I don't know. Let's see.
Well, yeah, because your race starts have been like 140-ish, right? 130, 140, 150.
What did I say? 105? I have
Yeah.
110 top
Top
fives.
fives?
Beat Tom in second with 56 plus, I think, everything this season. So you get 56 plus another 6. So he's at 60. Math 62. Woo. Go to 53, and you have 51 professional.
Done.
Top fives in golden. I'm gonna maybe say Chargers again.
Yeah, I'll go Chargers as well.
Yeah, either Chargers or Bats or TJ. Well, no, because TJ was only in Golden for like 1 or 2 seasons. So that's not right. Um, yeah, either Chargers or Bats.
Chargers is first with 30. Bats has 20, and he is 1, 2. He's technically fourth. We have 3 guys tied for second, and that is W, Godany, Weeb, and Segrist. Although Segrist has a top 5 this season because he won a race, so he is now in second for this for the most top 5s in golden. Now we're gonna go to silver. Now, am I gonna pick you, Camden, and you're not gonna be the leader of it?
I'm not sure about this one. I'm gonna be safe and pick Bambuki for this one.
I think Sir Charles has a lot. I think Blinn has a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick either Bamboo or I think it was Sir Charles, right? Because he's been a like
Second or
the
third
guy,
in a lot
yeah,
of
the
these.
guy
Yeah.
in silver. He's just always been up there, but I don't think I've ever really been just consistently winning.
All right, let's see. Blinn Machine, 41. That's pretty nice. He's got a
Yeah.
lot of race starts and 41 with the top 5s. That's pretty nice there. Camden, you were 40.
Of course. Oh my
It's so
God.
close,
You
man.
needed
So
like one
close.
more season, you would have been the lead of everything.
No, I needed like one more race.
Literally.
Like I finished top 5 in every race last season. I don't think there was anything more I could have done in that category, but
And Sir Charles
oh
was
well.
third with 30, so I mean everybody, and Buki was right there in 6th, so good stuff there. We already did polls. Let's do fastest laps during the race. Who has the most fastest laps?
Okay, so by the way, it was Lewis Hamilton with most top 5s. Just so that's out of the way.
Nice.
Did you say fastest laps?
Fastest laps.
I'm not gonna pick Sea Freeze for this one.
No, I know who it is because we did the stats last week, so I know who it is for platinum.
Okay. Let's go B-Tom.
I'm gonna go with an older guy, and I'm gonna say either no, not Talon. Probably Sean 41, whatever his name is, or maybe yeah, Talon or probably Pissassin.
That's a good one.
No,
But he only
well,
did really 1.5
yeah.
seasons or so. But
Uh, Maybe Breezy?
This isn't right.
Yeah, Talon or Breezy. I think.
Now this isn't right on here because this is not. Hold up, I don't think this is right on the website because I think unless. Hold up. Let me just see here because I'm pretty sure it was Bats Plus. But when I'm
That can't be
Really?
right. Nah, that can't be right.
But I'm looking on here and it's not, and this actually seems a little bit more accurate. In our workbook, we had him at, I believe it was 20. Actually, let me just double check here. See what Bats has. Which does make sense because a lot of the races, if he has an issue, he will put on new tires and get a quick lap in. So that's not like out of the question. But I didn't think he would have the most, but I can't find him now. The hell is his name? Bats Plus. It says he has 20. On the website it does not show that. Or actually, you know what? I think yeah, it says he has 8. But if he does have it, then he does have it because I had 17. So we'll have to come back to that and double check because that is one error I think. I don't know who is correct. I'll have to go back and double check. I'm sure Bats would know if he has it or not.
Interesting.
Alright, Golden Class, most fastest laps.
Golden class. Let's go with SPM.
I'm gonna go Chippo. Nah,
It's a good pick.
Nah, that's bad.
Bad pick. Well, he's got a lot of the records so far.
It was an alright pick. Oh, okay. So that's where he's getting. Oh, okay. That's where we get the 20 from. League wide. Bats has 20, and he leads league wide. That's where it is. In Platinum, he does not have. He only has 8 in Platinum. I have the most in Platinum with 17. Bats then leads in the Golden Class because he did have a championship winning season there. He has 12 in the Golden Class. So he has 12 from Gold, 8 from Platinum, making 20 overall. But he grabbed a bunch in Golden. So he is also league-wide winner with 20 fastest laps. So he does lead that W with 8. Jibbo was in 7th, or has 7 in 3rd. We also have some other guys up there this season. C. Rizzy has 6. He's tied
No
for
kidding.
4th. D'Angelo
Nice.
is up there. Silent is on this list. Raiden Shogun as well, 4. He has 4, and he's in the top 10.
Nice.
Good stuff. Silver Class.
Sir Charles. It has to be. The way that he always somehow gets the fastest lap, I got to go with Sir Charles. I'll be shocked if it's anybody else.
Refalk. I don't know.
Okay, you almost gave me a heart attack there. I'm like, what?
Oh, he was 2nd though.
Yeah?
Sir Charles was leading. He has 9. Rafa Hulk in 2nd with 6. And you are tied between Blinn, Dorian Alpha, STX, where did he go, by the way?
Oh, dude, STX, man, he was here for a little bit, and then he just dipped and was
Man,
never to be seen again.
all
Hmm.
4 of you guys tied with 5 for 3rd place.
Okay.
Good stuff. D Swish, also current driver, 10th, with 4.
All right.
So a couple current drivers on this list. All right. Next one would be.
Hold on. Wait.
What?
Formula One.
Oh, right.
What do we think? I want you guys to go first, just because I know this from memory. So I want you guys to go first.
And this is for what? So I just got
Fastest
back from the
laps.
restaurant.
The fastest
fastest
laps
laps.
for Formula One.
Oh,
I don't know these things.
Take a guess.
yeah,
It won't hurt.
I'm gonna say,
I don't know if Hamilton would have it. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he has the most like races, basically, quickest car.
I'm gonna say either Lewis Hamilton or Fernando Alonso, or
I feel like Vettel.
Michael
would be
Michael
maybe-
Michael Schumacher.
I'll pick Vettel.
The answer is Michael Schumacher with 77.
Wow.
Yep.
I guess the competition wasn't as close back then, maybe.
Yeah, you
Or
could
there
say
was
that.
maybe no incentive to go for it. I don't think they got a point.
Well, I mean,
back
it was also a different type of racing back then. You know, with the tires and the fuel and this and that, whatever. I mean, you could just push full out whenever you really wanted to. Without penalty. I think it's more sensitive nowadays. So it kind of makes sense that Schumacher would get it, but again, with nowadays, if you're not in contention, you would just box, put on a set of softs, and go for fastest lap, kind of like what Bats has done to get
Yeah.
that record.
Yep. Now, for time's sake, we'll skip point finishes and we'll just do total points scored. Because I think it's a funner one.
Yeah.
I think Alonso has the most total points. No, total points? Nah,
Total points?
It'd probably be Hamilton then. He has won a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Lewis on that one.
Yeah, total points, probably Hamilton. But again, I mean, like this is where not maybe mine, but just like it's not the same nowadays versus 20 years ago because the points was different. You got back in the day it was 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1 or whatever it was, and now you have 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, or whatever it is. So it's skewed. You know, if you had Schumacher and Hakkinen and Senna, Prost, Mansell, them scoring the points that they would have with today's point system, who knows what it would have been now, you know? But obviously you don't really have that, so I would probably say Hamilton.
So I just looked it up. Lewis Hamilton, by a wide margin, has
Hey.
4,415 points. Sebastian Vettel has 3,098. So it's quite a wide margin. And yeah, I do agree with the fact that this stat really isn't as legitimate as the previous statistics because one thing I did notice, Carlos Sainz has more points than Ayrton Senna. So that right there invalidates the whole statistic.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be really cool if you put everybody on the same
Right, I was gonna say
scoring
that.
table. Yeah.
That would be that'd basically be like your average finish almost.
Or, you know, what I would like better is that if you take everybody who's on the 25, 18, 15 point scale, put them down to the 10, 8, 6 scale, rather than putting everybody from the past up to the 25, 18, 15 scale. That's what I would like to see.
Now, speaking about the points systems, we've had actually, I don't know if anyone knows this, but we did, at one point in TCR, have a different point system. We gave points to the top 12 drivers, not the top 10, and we did that in our first 4 seasons, I want to say. The winner still got 25. I think it was like 25, 20, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or something like that. We added 2 extra positions, although the wins basically, were the counted the same for the most part. But yeah, let's go through it. Platinum class.
Most points?
Total points, baby.
Probably you.
Yeah. How many? You have any guess?
I'll go with.
1,687.
Oh, wow, that's lower than I thought. I'll go with 2,500.
Nice. It's like right in the middle, 2,000 or so. Let's see.
Okay.
2,176.
So if this were The Price is Right, a professional, you would win.
You would
Because
win.
I went over.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And speaking about it, professional, you are third on this list.
For what? The all-time points?
Total points.
Yeah, because I've been in this league it was like almost as long as you have, except
Yeah.
minus 3 or 4 seasons, so I'm not that far behind.
And the only person in between us is B-Tom.
That's impressive because he only joined us in season 10 or 11.
Yeah, and on this graphic on the website, you're only 1 point ahead of Go-To Guy, although you've added 17 to this, so you're increasing the gap. But only 4 people are in the top have scored 1,000 points or more in league wide. There's only 4 people who scored over 1,000 points, and that's Go-To Guy, yourself, professional, B-Tom, and myself. And there's only one guy who got over 2,000. That would be me. Hopefully it
Rigged.
stays like that.
Rigged.
Damn.
Wait, so what's the points of the top 4 then? Like you have 2,000. Who's next and where are they at?
So I have 2,176. B-Tom has 1,186, so almost 1,000 back.
Yeah.
He'll grab 250 this season. Then you have 1,057 yourself. Go-To Guys 1,056. And if Breezy ever returned, Gijo Breezy, 2-time champion in Platinum, has 856 points, he'd probably get around 150 or more in a season, so he could probably join that club of 1,000 points or more. Nice.
Interesting.
Golden class, most points. I'm gonna say
Chargers.
yeah, I'm kind of forgetting other people that raced in Golden. It's such a leapfrog of a class almost. You get in, you get out. You go right to Platinum. I'm gonna say Bats Plus.
I'm going to go Chargers.
This one I have no idea. Chargers, yeah. 481.
Mm.
Man, that's a good
It's a
pick
lot,
too.
actually.
W 458. He's a sleeper
Oof.
pick. 427 for God Any Wee. Bats Plus 389. Segrist 379. He's closing in on the total points in Golden.
Yeah, and he just got a win a couple weeks ago, so he might get it this season.
Could. Very well. He needs 102 points to tie with
That's
Chargers.
not bad. That's not bad.
No, he'll probably get that. Good for him. And I think I know who to pick for silver. I'm gonna pick yourself, Camden Luca, for silver.
Professional, who do you got?
Either you or my guy Bamboo.
You really like Bamboo.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So to be honest, like when I was commentating that season, or those 2 or 3 seasons I was doing, and class coordinator, like he and Like he was the guy. Like I put him down for everything. I thought he was going to win. He was clean. He was respectful. He was active. And now he's just nowhere to be seen. So I don't know what happened to him. I hope he's okay. But yeah, I'm putting him down, I think. Or Blinn. Blinn is never
Oh,
a
there
bad
you go.
choice. Yeah.
Blinn is second. Camden, you are number one.
Camden's just sweeping everything, you know?
785.
God, who was this guy?
785 for Camden. Blinn has 748. Sir Charles in third. Rafa Bamboogie was fifth. Any current racers? With Fireflow and Charters, but they're not in the class. They're up in Platinum. So nice. Let's move to, we'll do DNFs.
Ooh, I like this one.
And I hope I'm not leading this one. Well, there we go. We have to give somebody to something.
So I am going to say it's the guy with the most starts in the golden class. I'm going to go with you having a giggle.
For league wide? Or golden?
Yeah, let's just say league wide, just because he's been around a lot, a long time. We'll go with league wide.
I'm
Why
gonna
not?
say Blaster
League-
Brennan.
I
That guy always crashed.
was gonna say either Roll or Brennan, or there was another guy back in the day. I forgot his name. My old teammate Destiny. I was gonna say either Destiny, Brennan, or Roll have the most DNFs league wide.
League wide is shocking, and it's actually
Yeah?
kind of funny.
Actually,
All right,
wait,
let's
hold
go to
up.
Platinum
McChicken.
first.
Hold up, McChicken.
Let's go to Platinum first.
I
Destiny
hate
is
that
the
guy.
leader, and you were right on that.
Yes, let's go.
21, which, let me just say, he is on the ballot for the Hall of Fame. And I will say, he had an impressive championship-winning season, pretty much from season 3 to 5. He was really strong. Lots of poles, lots of top 5 wins. He got a lot of points in those season and a half. After, let's say, season 5,
After that,
he kind of
nada.
just showed up and didn't practice and retired. So that added a lot of DNFs. But his season 4-5 work is pretty impressive. And that's actually when you started to join. That's when you joined professional.
Yes, sir. And if I joined earlier in the first season that I joined in, I think it was either 3 or 4, I would have probably won that championship. But I had joined so late in the season, I think, where things happen. I don't know, but
Yep, exactly.
definitely not fault.
You are actually in the top 10 on Platinum with DNFs. 14.
Huh? Me?
Yeah, you're tied with McChicken.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. I can't believe I'm in this podcast and listening to that stat right now. Seriously?
Yeah, you're
No,
top.
okay.
I mean, you
hold
have a
up,
lot of
granted.
race starts, and you have a
No,
lot
no,
of.
granted, half of those DNFs are from this season alone.
Yeah, but here's the
let's-
difference.
let's
That's
go.
why we had the finish rate. Professional, you have 88% of the time you finish the race,
It used to be 92 or 93
Yeah.
before the season.
and
so.
yeah, well now it's probably gone down. If we had. This
All right,
season.
yeah. You put
But-
salt in the wound already.
If you look at McChicken, he has the same amount of DNFs, but his finish rate is 42%. Because he has a lot more races less. He only has 24 race starts. 14 are DNFs. That's what you called a McChicken.
And that's why I give him shit all the time. So don't come at me, anybody in the chat.
Those are bad stats. Cool. League wide. Well, let's come back. Golden. Most DNFs.
The giggler.
Wow. Disrespected. I'm going to say Fire Flow. Oh, I said it. Fire up Flow.
Fire up?
Let me see. I don't know.
Got new weeb.
Wow. That's a lot of DNFs.
Who is it?
It is a driver named Prudent. 58 race starts, 29 DNFs, 50% finish rate. He was more in the earlier season of Golden. But yeah, he ranked up those DNFs. Coleman, 27. D'Angelo in third with 24. Giggle with 23. And C. Rizzy with 18.
Uh-oh, C. Rizzy. if you're hearing us,
He's
all
out of
right,
the
this is a message to
foundation.
the foundation. You got to stop. All right.
No more DNFs.
And
No
also,
more.
sorry, Giggle. Sorry for putting Giggle out there. And use that as motivation for this upcoming week.
And silver class. Most DNFs in silver. I'm going to say
Oh,
TJ.
yeah, that would make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, TJ. Yeah.
No, it's not. TJ's
Hold
down on
on.
the list,
Wait,
though.
wait.
You're
Just
not going to
thinking
get
of
this.
who I. Well, I'm just gonna go out on a limb. I'm thinking of who I competed with. Actually, no. You know what? I'm just not gonna say anybody.
It's
I've already shot myself in the foot once already.
it's Taffer, 2010. 36 race starts, 47% finish rate. He has 0 top fives, so he's a Palunka. He's got 19 DNFs.
Oompa
But
Loompa.
a Palunka, but yeah, any of those would work in this situation. Um, Blinn is second though, with 18, and he's tied with Juan Dabru. Juan La Dabru with 18.
Okay.
Interesting. League wide is funny though.
Yeah.
You know who it is?
Hmm. It's probably not Giggle since I've already, like I said, shot myself in the foot.
Wow.
I'm gonna say D'Angelo. I'll go D'Angelo since he was up there in the golden class statistics.
He's in the top 4. He's fourth.
Okay.
I don't know how many DNFs he has this season, but I don't think it's enough. It wouldn't have been enough to be the leader of it, but it is TJ.
No.
Oh, really?
He's got 32 DNFs out of his whole career. Now let me just preface this by saying a lot of his silver and even some of his golden class has been kind of tainted with a lot of DNFs when he was in the earlier stages. He finishes 57% of the time.
Wow.
That's total.
In his total, all of his classes combined, yeah.
And he's a champion. That's the
Golden
crazy
champion,
part.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
wouldn't
think
Wow.
say
since he won the championship till now, he's been a lot better. That percent's probably in the 80s.
70s or 80s. Yeah. But
So
ever since, I mean,
that just
ever since he
shows.
won that golden championship, his DNF rate has not been that.
No,
I mean, it's been
definitely
too high,
yeah,
from what I've
for
noticed.
sure. Cool. So we did DNFs. I guess the last one we'll do is race starts.
Before you get to that, okay, should we just take a guess as to who the DNF leader is in Formula One? Because I'm doing research on it right now. I doubt it's going to be somebody like a Schumacher or a Hamilton.
Most.
Gotta be
DNFs.
some no-name guy from the 70s or 80s or 90s.
Oh my God, who the fuck is this?
That's what I said. Some random dude from the 70s, 80s, or 90s.
I'm gonna say
Probably some guy we've never heard of
Scapolo
before in my
That's
life.
his name. Scapolo.
No, I'm gonna say
Okay.
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby. No, it's actually John Gerard. So the all-time leader in terms of retirements from races is Italian Riccardo Patrese, who
I've heard of
retired
that guy.
from 146 out of his 256 starts.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Like a 25% finish rate.
Wow.
Wow. All right, and final one. We'll just do race starts, which should be a quite easy one. Most race starts in F1. Alonso?
Wait, most what?
Or is it
Sorry.
right? Is it Kimi?
No, most what?
Race starts.
I think it's either Kimi, but
Who's that?
Alonso would eclipse that this season if he kept racing, which he is. I think it's Kimi right now. And I think
Yeah,
it's Alonso at the end of the season.
I'm gonna agree with that. Yeah,
Okay.
I
So,
actually have that on the wiki. Here, I saw.
oh yeah, you want to look it up? I'm gonna guess Alonso.
Total starts. Alonso does have it. 369 as of, I don't know. It does say 2023. So, yeah, he did get it recently because Raikkonen had 349. Hamilton has 324. So he's about to be soon second. Cool. Most race starts. Platinum class would be myself. Any guesses as to how many?
Starts?
Yeah, professional. You go first on this one. I'm going to think about this a little bit.
For Seafreeze?
Mm-hmm.
And this is like TCR starts or platinum starts?
Right now, platinum
Okay.
starts. Yeah, platinum class. Well, I mean, I've only raced in platinum. I am the leader in platinum.
No, I think it's
Yeah.
150 or 160. I think it's 162 or 163.
I'm going to go with 185.
Ooh. Well, if you were going with what's that game you said? Jeopardy rule? No, what's the other one?
The
No,
Price
Price
is
is
Right.
Price is right.
Professional would win. It's 172 plus 1 because I raced this season. 173. And runner-up or second in platinum is yourself, professional, with 117 plus whatever you did this season. So I think all 6 you showed up to.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Do the math.
What's that?
Talent.
120, 123? No, 120.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 123 with 6. And Talon was 106. So only three drivers have 100 in the platinum class. We'll come back to league wide later. Golden class, most race starts. I'd probably say Giggle.
Yep.
That's all he's done is golden. I think he has 111 plus this season. Oh, he's 91. He is the leader. 91. Jones is second. D'Angelo is third with 60. Jones has 76. He's also in the Hall of Fame ballot. To just mention. Cool. Silver class. I think it would be Blinn.
Gotta be.
Gotta be. I'm going to say 80, 85, 84. 89. Blinn Machine has it. Formula Jonah or Broomhandle has it with 60 in second. Fire Up Flow with 59. And yourself, Camden, 57.
Nice.
Sir Charles is also up there as well. Got any Weeb. And Chabar cracked the top 10 with race starts.
Nice.
41. He's got a ways
He's
to
gonna-
go to be the leader, but
He's going to get 50 this season.
yeah. And when you get 50, you're a TCR veteran. So for those, yeah, he's got 41 plus. What he got 5 this season. He showed up to, so he's got 46. So nice. So yeah, I thought. Obviously, everybody on listening to this can go on the website and tinker with all this. You would just have to add, this season's numbers to it if you wanted to see. Oh, let me just go league-wide GT. This is GT just got to 100. Seagrass got to 100 this year. If you look, got any Weeb is close. He has 88. Plus this, whatever this season. Bats Plus is 87, so he could maybe crack the 100. Chargers is 83. Sir Charles is 83. TJ 82. So they probably need another season and a half to maybe get, up to that 100 club. But there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in the 100 race club or more, and Seagrass and GT got added to it this season. So obviously everybody on listening can go to the website and tinker with all these options. I thought it was a good idea to kind of just go through some of the F1 stats and kind of relay it back to TCR. Obviously that for more of the more unique stats, we'd have to kind of look that up, but we can definitely kind of do a lot of that. and you could spend so much time on stats. So if you want to see more statistics through TCR and F1 comparisons, we can definitely do another episode where we go through more of the unique stats. We'd have to be a little bit more prepared to come up with them. And there's some things that we don't really keep track of. Obviously, we don't keep track of where you finish in qualifying. We just keep track of if you got pole or not. We don't have everybody's. I saw in the Discord the most wins and championships per zodiac sign. That was pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'm really curious about that.
And I think it was, who was the bottom? Taurus? What is it? Taurus?
Taurus.
Has 0 championships.
Mm.
So if you're a
Sucks for them.
Taurus,
Sucks for them.
Sucks to suck, man.
I don't even know what months Tauruses are, but it sounds pretty lame.
April and May.
Oof. Oof. Obviously, we don't keep track of everybody's like birthday. I wish we kind of did, because we could get extra stats like that. And we have some nationalities on there. We have some stats of like what cars and what, like, it'd be cool to go through some of the teams that have won. Like in TCR, like what teams in TCR have the most wins and all that stuff, but that we'd have to really look through a little bit more because we don't necessarily keep track of it, but it's capable of doing it because we just have to organize a bunch more things. So there's a whole bunch of things you can do, and also like some stats of like the most consecutive wins or the most races consecutively shown up without a DNF or stuff like that. Those things we'd have to really look into. But if anyone is interested and wants to know a certain stat, leave it in the YouTube comments or in the Discord, and we'll try and put it back into this podcast again. This way we kind of have it. Or maybe down the line we could always make a section on the website where we can put the unique stats in TCR and kind of keep track of more of the more common unique stats, like most race wins in a row, or I don't know, winning percentages, or I don't know, stuff like that. But I thought it was kind of fun, and we got to see a little bit of who some of the top 10 drivers are, and leaders are in all the classes, and hopefully those watching can go out there and add to it. So that's going to do it for this one. So thanks, Camden and Professional, for joining on this one. And hopefully they'll be back again. Yeah, so make sure to follow TCR on all socials and join the TCR Discord server where we are the most active. And until next week, thank you for listening.